Dímelo, 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 dímelo. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to SelectCon presented by United Masters. Welcome to the panel Music's Global Future. The focus on today's conversation, what are we going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen? The future of independent music and Latin culture, the idea of an artist owning their future. And if you don't know, now you know, my name is AJ Ramos. I'm currently working at YouTube as artist relations, and I have about 15 years within the music industry, always pushing culture from terrestrial radio to satellite radio to Spotify to my new home at YouTube and Google. And I'm super excited about this panel and this conversation because I have two people that truly do inspire me every day, watching them work, watching them push culture, and watching them just create their own lane and their own wave. Let's start with the one and only Snow the Product. If you don't know, Snow the Product, 1.5 million followers on IG, 1.3 million subscribers on YouTube, 710,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. She's been on TV original series. She's a social activist. She has her podcast and merch game on A1 and is a perfect example on how an independent artist should move. She speaks Spanish, she speaks English, she's Spanglish, she's Mexican, and she's representing
All
the
right.
culture. That was good, Snow.
That
You
boy
like that
went
or what?
in. That boy went
That was good.
in.
I bet,
Jesus,
bet,
thank
bet.
you.
I love it.
Thank you. I'm gonna
Thank you,
record
Snow,
that
for
and I'm
being
gonna
here.
fucking play that. Yeah.
I got you. I'll send this. I'll send it to you on WhatsApp. I got you. And of course, we got my brother from another mother, Team Cancer. You feel me? The one and
All
only
day.
Jimmy Humilde, the CEO of Rancho Humilde. He's a Latin power player for Billboard 2020. His story is amazing. I can't wait to read your book, Jimmy. He's talked about the revolution of regional Mexican on Forbes. He's talked about how Rancho Humilde, his independent label, is bringing the corrido trap to the mainstream. And it's just a beautiful thing to see, Jimmy, everything that you're doing and how the entire Latin culture is moving towards what you're doing with the corridos. Big fan of your work, Jimmy. Thank you for being here, my brother. How did I do on that intro?
Oh man, that was good. You always good. You always firm and every time you do something, man. So we good. We good.
Come on. I
Hell
love it,
yeah.
man. So thank you once again. Thank you, Snow and Jimmy, for being here. We have an amazing conversation. The panel, we're going to focus on music global future, talk about the future of independent music and Latin culture, and obviously the idea of the artists owning their future. But before we get started, why don't we check in on y'all? How's everything been during this pandemic? How's life? How's the soul? How's this universe treating you, Snow? And then we can go to Jimmy.
I'm good, man. I feel like things got a little rough there for a little second because I was in the middle of buying a property. But once everything kind of like eased up on that front, it was actually amazing. It was a godsend for me. Obviously, it's terrible, but it's just like I've been consistently touring my whole career. And this was the first time that I actually have taken a break for, a year. And I think it was good for me. Speaking of the soul, I think it was good for my soul. I think it was very positive. I got to meditate, hang out with my child, fix up my ranch that I just bought, and just kind of live life a little bit, And I'm very excited to get back to work.
That's amazing. Jimmy,
What up? What up? Just chilling, man.
how's life treating you, my brother?
Oh man, life is always good, man. Life is the way you look at it. You know what I'm saying? Life is the way you want to make your life be, and to me, man, my life has always been good since day one, since I can remember. So. Uh, It's just living, brother. I mean, when I talk to you, I tell you the same thing. I don't go to work, man. This is what I do. This is what I enjoy to do
Amen.
every day. I've been doing this for 20 some odd years and excited just every day that keeps growing by it. You know what I'm saying? Well, in the last 5 years, man, it's been incredible. The respect that I think the Latin music has gained is incredible. You know what I'm saying? From getting just that love from that, that Anglo world or that international. For us, speaking as a Mexican American culture, you know what I'm saying? It's like I think it's something that it's the first. It hasn't happened in ever. I think Snow has been a huge a stepping stone into what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? And in Spanish, we say cada granito de arena, builds a whole sand. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that, her little piece of grain has been building everything that that's been going on right now. Just the recognition that we've been receiving, the applause, man, from everywhere we go to, and just the congrats from everybody, and everybody just giving that love that I think that we've been always wanting. You know what I'm saying? In the Latino culture, not only with the reggaetoneros, but now it's come where we have Mexican artists that are even collabing now with with the urban side of the Latin music, which we've never seen happen before. I got Ovi and which is Cuban, and then Nata, which is Mexican, doing a collab with Snow, which is Mexican American, and then with Snoop Dogg, and then with Bad Bunny, and with Ozuna, and with keep going from there. I mean, we did something with Little Tecca. We got a lot of little things going here and there that I can't announce yet, but with huge major Anglo artists that we're connecting with, man, and it's an incredible feeling, man. Just to be on the billboards, on those charts, and just to be on those Apple charts, and to see how many views an album is getting. How many streams an album is getting on Spotify and just on YouTube, man. Incredible how much we can do on YouTube, which YouTube has been the hugest, the I could say the biggest part of our success in our company, that YouTube lets us give that vision that we've always wanted everyone to see. When everybody would sit down and think about a Mexican, it was like, a Mexican with a big sombrero having a siesta. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, thanks to YouTube, we were able to show our different side of life that nobody knew that existed, and just taking advantage of these platforms, man, and taking advantage of the audience and the culture right now that's growing with the music that we're putting out, that it came from, being from tens to hundreds to thousands to hundreds of thousands, now to happily say, millions, bro, on a global way. It's like, shoot, man, it's like incredible, man, unexplainable. And what Latino is taking, I think Latino is the future of music, man, to be real.
I always say, man, Latin is pop culture, Latin is general market, and we're at this point now where even general market and Anglo-speaking artists are understanding that they have to dip and dive on this side and make sure, and most importantly, like, in order to win in Latin culture, you have to win the Mexican audience. Like that's a given, whether it's in the US or it's in Mexico. And I think everyone is understanding that
when everyone tells me that, I'm like, really? I'm like, dude, that's what we got. Like, yo, what's up? Like, so it's where I think the collabs are working, that, we have this Mexican audience where, we had Natanael Cano, we had Ovi, we have Fuerza Regida, we had Legado Siete, we have all these artists that I can bring up in our label that just, number 1, 2s, and 3s, and 4s, and 5s in Mexico, and then in the US, it's like by the Mexican American culture, which has been pretty cool, because I think we have been able to set a culture already to our Mexican American people, man, which I think has been, we've never had it. And so now, I think Snow could vouch on this, that now her fan base has grew so much just from even her, from what she's been having already. She already had that Mexican American culture, but now it's like I would say the triple or the 4 times more that our own people are supporting our own people now. You know what I'm saying? And we're not looking. I'm gonna tell you this with so much confidence and respect, that I'm not looking for the Anglo side support. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not looking for the, without, being sounding racist or something, but I'm not looking for the white, the black, the Asian market support anymore. Like, we have built our own culture, and the only support that I'm looking for is our own, because that's who we're relating to. You know what I'm saying?
And it's beautiful, because once again, it shows the power of being independent, the power of building and bridging, Jimmy. On your end, Snow, talk to me about, what you've seen in these last 5 years, when it wasn't when it wasn't, cool to be Spanglish, when you can rap in English, rap in Spanish. How have things changed for you in these last 5 years, and what has been the most evolutional notable change that you've seen in the Latin landscape?
I mean, I've gotten to say "I told you so" for a while now. You know, I feel like
Yeah,
I did get the brunt. I did get a lot of the struggle, because you've personally seen me since the days when I was, rapping with Dominican rappers in New York, and I was the only Mexican girl,
yeah.
and they're like, "Where are you from? What?" You know what I mean? So to me, it's like I feel like it's been so many years of me consistently doing the same thing and saying the same fucking thing that now finally it's like, on one end, I'm very happy because there's so many more people doing it. So now it's like a little bit pressure's off me, it's more like, fuck yeah, like I'm
Mm.
happy that this shit is happening. And I've even messaged Jimmy and been like, yo, I'm happy that there is a Jimmy because this was never going to happen from a girl. Let's just be honest. We're a culture that they weren't going to listen to me. They were going to listen to a man say it. So I'm like, cool, whatever. Like, let's just call it what it is and be like, I'm glad somebody's out there and fucking going hard because it's gonna take a whole fucking village, literally, like all our whole culture, So I'm very happy that there's so many Mexican artists now, and that I could turn back at a label and be like, I fucking told y'all motherfuckers a long time ago, but y'all weren't ready to hear it yet, right? So whatever. But I'm kind of going through that on all fronts, you know what I mean? As far as like, but it's good. It's like a really good feeling right now. Like, and I get to kind of
So,
relax a little bit. I'm not so on edge. I'm not so like Mexican man. Now I'm just kind of like, yay, we're
but
here.
it's like Jimmy said, planting that seed. And Snow, something that I love about you, and once again, I see your work ethic and your hustle, and I admire it, right? Because right now you're currently your own management. You're distributing music independently. You've been able to build an incredible presence with your music, your visual content, your shows, your merch. You set up your own tours. You sell your merch and you sell it out. You have your podcast going, and all of this at a global reach. And let's not even talk about the engagement, because on the back end, I see the numbers and your engagement is sick and how people really do follow you. There's no smoke and mirrors with Snow the product. If you had to
Yeah.
give 3 top keys to your success that an artist can apply to their own careers to emulate your approach, what would they be?
I would say don't buy fake views. I would say don't yeah, don't do none of that fake shit. In the long run, like look, there's people that maybe they might act like they're so big and whatever the fuck, but it feels so good to be able to walk into a room and we know, like, you know what I mean? Like we know, me and their managers know, like we know. So it's kind of like, I'm good. I think that people don't value peace of mind and character and integrity as much as they should. And I think maintaining those things is just on some life shit gonna just make you happier, and that's what it's about, you know what I mean? I think my real growth happened when I realized, stop chasing whatever the fuck it is that people tell you to be chasing and just really focus on the fans. Make your fans happy. Let's say I have 1,000 fans, let me make those 1,000 fans really happy, right? They're gonna fucking go tell people, and if they don't, then at least I'll have 1,000 fans for the rest of my life. I'm a Mexican girl from 2 immigrant parents that went back to Mexico. I don't have college. My brother doesn't have college. I literally employed my little cousin, my brother, my other cousin. Like, we all didn't go to school. Like, I'm doing good and employing my family and my friends.
Mm.
So that makes me happy. And that's it. You know what I mean? Like, be happy with that. At the end of the day, talent will show itself, music, everything, respect, everything will eventually add up. There's times when I get a phone call like, yo, do you remember this verse that you did for this song like 4 years ago? Oh, it's coming out. And they put this person on it. And I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking lit. Like, you know, every little grain, every little seed you plant, it'll fucking eventually come back. And that's it. And worst comes to worst, you could be a happy person because you're a good person. So focus on that.
Bars, jams. Jimmy, um, I was looking at your YouTube channel. March 2015, you launched your YouTube channel, right? We're in 2021, and the Rancho Humilde YouTube channel has 4.62 million subscribers and over 2.6 billion views. You built an empire by staying independent and putting the culture first. First question would be is how has YouTube helped you to build that foundation? And then the second one would be is to drop 3 gems that you can give to someone who is trying to start their own independent label or get their foot on the ground and push forward?
Well, thanks, man. I didn't know actually that we had that many. Like that's something that I stay unfocused to. It's like I think that I'm one of those dudes that like I try to stay away from numbers. I see it and like, cool, we're on the charts, cool. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that I focused on, and I appreciate that. I was like, what, for real? I was like, cool. Last time I checked, I was like over 1 billion, but now over 2 billion, man. That's crazy, yo. And just to it feels great, man. It feels amazing. YouTube, like I said earlier, man, I think YouTube has been our main step to success in this, because I mean, you only know we release tons of videos a week. We give opportunities to so many different new artists. One thing I can tell you is that my label doesn't just focus on the artists that are popping. I think everybody deserves the rightful opportunity and the same opportunity as everybody else. Now, how are people going to respond to you? Then that's up to the people. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that I always make sure to let the artists know. Like, yo, I ain't gonna make you famous. Like, just let's start with that. I'm not the one that's gonna make you famous. The people are the one that's gonna make you famous. We have a platform that we use to make sure people can see you, you know what I'm saying, to become that famous person or that successful artist you want to be. So YouTube, it is our main thing, dude. I mean, I can say that I fight with every platform that why I give YouTube so much priority to everything that I do, but it's not that. What's one thing that I tell them is that it's not that I give you guys priority or that I give YouTube priority. It's just that that's just the way our company started. We didn't know back then. It's like we didn't know how to use all those platform, all those distributions and distributors to get to the different platforms. We didn't know how. You know what I'm saying? It's like we didn't know what it was to like. We used to use a friend, and a friend would tell me like, "Oh yeah, we got $14 in from a thing," and I was from our paycheck was $14, and I was like, "Oh really? Okay, cool." I didn't care about it because we were using touring money. You know what I'm saying? That's where our main focus was, and not only that, but YouTube was like our way to add our stuff in there automatically without going through anybody else.
Test the waters.
And I think, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the main things that worked for us is that we're able to upload whatever we want at any time of the day, at any time, whenever we want. You know what I'm saying? It's like we upload it and it's there like seconds later. So I think that's the thing that we're used to, that, it's been there since we started. So for us to kind of change it right now, I don't think we're going to let that happen, So we do use YouTube as our first priority to any platform.
I have a question for Jimmy. Do you?
Yeah.
I ain't got no money, Snow.
Like, listen, I'm still waiting for my money. Listen, do you believe like consistency, like, because I know you guys drop a lot. Like, do you see that being like a power that you have, is like just constantly dropping? You know what I mean? I think that's a question for like independent artists.
That's an amazing question. So if for anyone that doesn't know, check in on Rancho Humilde's channel on YouTube so you can see all the work that Jimmy's doing. But let's go to that question, Jimmy.
Look, Snow, as a company, I'm on my way to a goal, right? And I need to do that in order for me to get there. It's like I always like to plan ahead of myself now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't used to do that before. Before I would go day by day, hour by hour, second by second. You know what I'm saying? But now it's kind of like I'm focusing on building something. It's like I think right now I'm trying to build a 10-story building, and I think I'm still at the lobby. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't recommend that to a solo artist that just uses their channel for that one purpose of their use. Like I don't think it's recommendable, because then your audience could get tired of you. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the talks that I do have with some of my artists, that, don't use your channel as often, because, you also don't want to overfeed your audience. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is like, you have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have everything else, and then you have YouTube, and then you have every single platform. So it's like, I think when you give your audience too much to choose from, but the same thing over and over, and then every day, like you're gonna limit them. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I kind of release every single one of my artists like if I was the artist, right? So I that's the way I
Okay.
treat my label. That okay, if I'm gonna focus on Nata, I'm gonna focus on Ovi, I'm gonna focus on whatever artist it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like I gotta put myself in their shoes, and I gotta see where their audience and where we're getting the most feedback. So we pay attention to that feedback that we're getting, and we try to target that and work on the rest. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's one of the biggest fights that I have with a lot of the artists. I'm like, yo, you don't have to get up every day, and you don't have to put a message on Instagram. You don't have to put something on Facebook. You
Mm,
don't have to Twitter out. You don't have to put a video on YouTube every single day. Like, one of the main things is that you don't want to tire someone's eyes and ears just with you. Give them an option to go explore elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like go let them visit other pages. Let them go do this, and then give them something good enough for them to come back. That's what I always make sure I tell my artists, dude. Let's go in there and let's give them what they want to see, right? Don't give them something that they see every day. Let's be different. You know, if you see our videos, if you see a lot of the music videos that we put out, I try to make every single one of them different than the last one they did, you know, or the last five that I released on my channel. So, and even on the post, like on their Instagram post, I try to make them limit themselves. And I honestly, like, one thing I recommend, not to bash anybody, but stay off of Twitter, man. You know, Twitter will get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to manage it, if you don't know how to manage your fingers with that keyboard, you're gonna go off. And sometimes your audience don't really need to hear all your feelings. You know what I'm saying?
true, true enough. Snow, how about for you, Snow? When it comes to
Hmm.
engaging with your fans, how have you caught your flow when it comes to content, and how did you curate that consistency?
Um, well, I don't know. It just kind of happened. You know what I mean? Like I've always kind of been. I was doing woke TV years ago. You know the whole woke thing that happened. Like
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
doing woke TV years ago. And it was really a way to document the behind the scenes and just kind of it was a vlog before vlogs were like popular within artists, and it was more about my crew, and so that everybody can kind of see because I think I have a very aggressive flow, and I have a very like I'm known for just for that rap, and they don't really know that like I'm actually funny behind the scenes, like I'm
yeah, for
actually
sure.
like a human being, you know what I mean? So I've always liked to show people my real personality. And I think there's a lot of fans that like to this day, like maybe they don't love every single song, but they love me, like there's literally people that love me more than necessarily my music or whatever, and it's like that's cool too. Like I
That's
started this
okay.
journey. Yeah, like I started this journey because I was a depressed 15-year-old that everything I was doing was wrong to my parents. You know what I mean? Like everything I was in my core was wrong, like starting with queer to ADHD to depression, anxiety, like being kind of a tomboy growing up. Like everything I was doing was literally wrong. So I didn't know how else to express myself. So I started by just, writing songs or freestyles or rapping or whatever. And I just wanted to connect with human beings. Like that was it. So I can't forget my initial journey, and I just want to connect. So if I could do it through a vlog or through a podcast or through stories or whatever it is that I do at the time, that's dope. But obviously I'm a rapper, and I give them what they like too, which is me rapping my ass off. I think I'm a good rapper. I don't always want to rap. you know
Different verticals. And Snow, as an independent
yeah.
artist, what has the journey of retaining ownership of your creations been like, and what freedom has it allowed you to have in your career?
Um, well, you know my story, and you know that I didn't have ownership of all my stuff forever. Like I started out being independent. When I first started, I dropped my own stuff. I shot my own videos. I did everything exactly how I did. I got an opportunity. I had a baby. So like, I'm like, okay, bet there's a check. They're telling me they're going to do all this shit, and I got a kid to feed. Like I'm going to take it. But I always maintained my merchandise, my touring, like these other things I always knew to just keep it going because I knew stories, I had heard stories of artists like being fucked over. So I was like, so me maintaining that ownership over those things, for example, showed me the difference between signing it over to a label or having it myself. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep going this way. So I did give that opportunity though to a label to show me, I was like, okay, well, you guys can do this. And obviously I wanted to represent Mexicans to a higher level. I wanted to take it to that place. I do think I'm a talented artist. I think we could have done certain things, but if I could blame myself on something is like that insecurity of not being looked at as like a bitch because you get told you're a bitch if you say no. You get treated like you're difficult if you be like, oh, well, maybe I don't want to do that. That seems a little gimmicky. Like maybe let's go this way. Like I think sometimes people lose a little bit of interest if you don't do the things how they want it. So I
Okay.
think it just didn't work out. So I think ownership was the best route for me because it's like, okay, cool. If you don't believe in it enough to bet on me, then let me bet on myself. And worst comes to worst, if I take an L, then I took it by myself. And if I get that W, then I got it by myself. But I'm sick and tired of being blamed whenever something doesn't work out and you
Mhm.
taking the credit whenever things work out. Like it was just it was fucking with me personally. And it was
Yeah, of
just like, yo, am
course.
I tripping or are these people trying to like make me go crazy? Like, so it made me just be like, yo, let me disconnect from everything. Let me upload my shit on TuneCore. Let me upload my videos on YouTube, and then we'll see. Y si pierdo sola, and that's fine. I'm a man of my word. I'll fucking figure it out. But I'm good. I'm paying my bills. I'm happy.
I love it. And you're living your life, which is most importantly, living it your way. Thank you so much.
Fuck yes.
Jimmy, listen, man. Yeah, I think you've done an amazing job developing artists, and like you've mentioned, you've built artists, you've grown with them from scratch. I'm assuming, handling different personalities. What you did with Nathanael Cano being one of the most streamed artists in 2020. How Bad Bunny jumped on one of his records. Junior H is a hybrid example of what's happening in the West Coast, adapt to the different fusions of genre. Ovi, which is, I think, an amazing story. You have a Cuban artist from Miami who has the Caribbean, but is also being embraced by the Mexican community. Um, what are some advices that you can give to an upcoming artist? Because sometimes I feel, right, that artists are always like, I want to get signed. I want to get signed. Is signing with a label the first thing that they should do, or what should be their main focuses for up and coming artists and to be heard or to be found like someone like Jimmy from Rancho Humilde?
Well, the first thing that I always look at is that the to an artist, any artist, what I recommend them out there is just be you. Be yourself 24/7. Don't change for nobody, Don't come out here and say, yo, I want to be like so and so. Yo, I want to be like so and so. Nah, dude, stay on you. That's the thing that I look for. I look for the originality of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what makes this artist different from everyone else? This is what makes this artist different than everyone else. So I always try to recommend them to stay focused and to stay positive. Now, not everyone is a Snow. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone has that power. Not that everyone has that smartness or to be that successful artist. I mean, some artists do need that major record label, or some artists do need that partnership with another independent label, and some artists can just do it on their own. I mean, I've seen it all. It's like I think I've been blessed with the artists that I have now because they've given me the opportunity to not only that, and I mean, they've given me the opportunity to let them be known by other people, And what I did is that I put all in my label. What I did is that I try to do a unity within my label before I try to do a unity outside of my label. You know what I'm saying? It's like I taught them how to do a collab with each other, and the Mexican regional period, nothing to do with the urban or nothing to do with the whole Latin culture. This is just Mexican music. I could tell you, collabs were like a hell no. You know what I'm saying? It never happened. They would never happen. If they did, it was because they were really, really, really tight, good friends. Or other than that, it just did never happen. So I kind of took advantage of that and said, you know what? We're here in our label, it's like we have a lot of artists that could collab together, you know. And I remember the first time I did that, like I was like, yo, okay, we have this new artist, but then we have this artist that's popping, and we have this other artist that's popping. So this new artist has a good sound. You know, why don't we use one of his sounds to put both of those other artists together? And we did a trio collab, and then we ended up getting a big old platinum hit. You know what I'm saying? And then different artists kept building from that. And you know, it's hard for a lot of artists to do their independent thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, you know,
It is.
not like I said, not all of them is Snow. But how long did it take Snow to become this successful and being independent? You know what I'm saying? She also had to go through the rocks and the stepping stones and through, you know, and all the storms that she went through. So it's like I remember I had Snow in my office, and Snow was in there, and I was chilling like this, just looking at Snow, and Snow was like, fuck this, and fuck that fool, and fuck this fool, and I ain't doing that shit, and they crazy, and I am not gonna do this. And I was like, yo, Snow, I was like, man, but just be you. Like, look, we're gonna create a wave. And she was like, yo, I'm in it. Like, I'm down. I'm so down. So when I was able to bring Snow and collab with some of our artists that we had, like, yo, it was like our artists were even like afraid to collab with Snow because Snow just had that, you know, she just has that you know, she's ill, dude. So it's like
she's
like,
You know,
she's a beast, man.
I'm gonna kill shit if I'm on it.
But listen,
no, but wait,
listen,
because I gotta say this. I gotta say this because this is that Latino shit. Okay, the rumors that I've heard have always came back from a Latino man saying Snow was out here cussing out people or doing whatever, and it's like, nah. What I won't take is after all these years of rap, there's been some people disrespect me, like men disrespect me, and then I'm supposed to sit there and fucking smile and allow them and their fucking big ego and tiny dick to fucking talk to me like if they never did that shit. Apologize or fucking don't talk to me. Don't sit there trying to get the fans to tell me let's collab. No, chinga tu puta madre. Like, no, like I'm gonna fucking will do what I'm supposed to fucking do, and you're gonna apologize or not.
This is Snow.
Let the apology be as loud as the disrespect, okay? Because I come from listening to Alejandra Guzmán, Gloria Trevi, Maria Felix, like puras pinches mujeres chingonas, and I'm not gonna fucking sit here and be like, oh, okay, well, that's okay. I understand. No.
Yeah.
You gotta stand up for what you believe.
Start apologizing.
But listen, unfortunately, I wish we had more time, and we gotta wrap this up. Unfortunately, listen, Jimmy and Snow, before we go, one quick advice for anyone on the independent vibe, please, that you've learned through trials and errors and tribulations. Snow, go first, Jimmy next, and feel free to drop any gems, any promo, where they can catch and all that beautiful stuff for everyone that's here. Thank you, everyone that's here with us and rocking. Hope you're enjoying, and go ahead, Snow.
What was the question? What I would just tell people advice?
Piece of advice? I know it was an advice. Yeah, piece of advice. Something that you learned throughout all these years. I know you've dropped many gems, but one more.
Fucking character. Stand by your word. It'll always take you all the way, man. Stay honest. Stay honest.
Honesty. Jimmy.
Man, you know what my preach is, man. Just keep going. Don't stop. You know, don't listen to that no. You know, no's are just there. They're just there, man. They're part of it. You know what I'm saying? Those closed doors are part of it. You know what I'm saying? You don't get home and find your door open, do you? Before you step in the house. So, you know, you got to open that door, man. You got to look for it. Look for the right key and just keep on pushing. You know, whatever you see ahead of yourself, you know, that's really what you believe in. So, you know, stay focused. Don't lose your ground. Stay positive. You know, the best energy you can get from somebody else is the one from yourself. So, you know, look at your inside, man. Go with your feeling. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Cause you know, that's one of the things that I tell my artists. And that's the first thing that I did. It's like, it took me 18 years of my career to get my first yes. And my first yes was big, you know, and it took me 18 years. And I'm very proud of it. Like I said, I'm not tired of it. All of this that's going on right now, it's positive. It's a blessing, but it's what I do for a living, man. This is my job. This is my life. It's my soul. You know, I don't get up and go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? This is a blessing, man. And just what I tell everybody, enjoy what you do. If you don't, this ain't for you, man.
I love it. I love it. Jimmy and Snow, thank you so much for your time. I know you're extremely busy. And just segue into what Jimmy said, I always say your rejection is God's protection, and understand how this music business works. You can be talented, you can know music, but just make sure that you have all the business side of it on check and just have fun and be different, right?
That's right.
Jimmy, Snow, you guys are amazing. Love, respect. Latin is
Thank
pop
you.
culture. We're here. This is SelectCon presented by United Masters. Jimmy Humilde, know the product, and yours truly, AJ. We out.
Aquí estamos y no lo vamos. That's right.
Yeah.